Exactly. Joining me, we got the great Shane Haff, Chalk Talk, Edge of Philly, everything out there. Good morning, Shane. Are you actually awake this morning?
I am. I had to get up like at 7 o'clock my time. The kids have a field trip today for school. My wife's out of town, so it was a crazy morning. Had to drop the kids off at school early, which they hate, but dropped them off early, and we're here to talk some NFL draft, man.
Man, first and foremost, fantastic job that you and Deebs and Henry, Dave, Ryan all did last night. I mean, how many hours was that show finally last night?
We were like 4 hours and 40 minutes by the time we wrapped.
That would be the long. I've never done a show that long. I don't know if I could. I don't think I have the stamina to handle 4.5, 5 hours of live shows right there. Not at all. But man, you guys killed it last night. Thousands and thousands of views across all the platforms. So job well done. And I'm guessing you guys are going again tonight, right?
Yes, sir. We'll be live just a little bit before 7 o'clock tonight, covering round 2 and 3.
Excellent
Which,
stuff.
if memory serves, takes about as long as round 1, maybe a little longer. So,
HA, what is up? Go Birds. That is right. Hey, Phil, we got the guy I wanted and didn't have to trade up. Yes. So Jameson puts in a perfect comment right here to get it off. Somehow magically, the NFL draft, Shane, fell perfectly in the Eagles' lap. I said it earlier this morning that Howie Roseman actually did nothing successfully last night in the draft because literally he got lucky that everybody else ahead of him made some bad calls, and Quinyon Mitchell just fell right in our lap. What is your first initial reaction when you heard Roger Goodell or Jordan Mailata say Quinyon Mitchell? What did you think to yourself?
Oh, I was thrilled, man. That he's been my guy for a long time. He was my CB1 in this draft class, number 10 overall on my big board. So the Eagles getting Quinyon Mitchell, who was a guy that I loved, who also fits like their largest need, and not having to trade up is just phenomenal. Like the draft fell absolutely perfectly for the Eagles. I truly believe Troy Fautanu was going to be the pick until the Steelers took him, and we were celebrating on the draft show, and he came off the board because it just removed an offensive line option. I don't know if that's for sure what they would have done, but man, Quinyon Mitchell at 22 is the stuff that dreams were made of for me when it comes to this draft.
On tape, like the measurables and who Quinyon Mitchell is, 6 foot, 195, fast. I mean, he has on paper all the tools to be an elite cornerback. The one knock that we've only ever read on him is one thing, and that's that he played at Toledo and maybe didn't face stiff enough competition. I personally am not concerned about that, especially in the cornerback position. Is there anything negative you could say about Quinyon Mitchell that maybe temper our expectations for what his expectations should be?
Yeah, I mean, there's weaknesses for every player. I would say he's not the best tackler against like running backs. He kind of dips his head and dives at legs at times. He's a little slow to like flip his hips and turn to run. And I think that stems from his aggressiveness and just knowing he's got makeup speed. So, I mean, obviously he's making the jump from the MAC to the NFL. And so he's going to have to figure that out a little bit. You got Devontae Smith that you're trying to cover in practice, and he's going to eat that cushion up a little faster maybe than MAC receivers would. But and then he's also really inexperienced in press coverage. That's just not something Toledo did. That doesn't mean he can't do it. Toledo just didn't do it, but the Eagles also don't really do it. So I thought he was a great scheme fit. And honestly, his biggest question mark to me is totally mitigated by the way the Eagles play defense.
Do you think Quinyon Mitchell will be a starter day one, which then would mean obviously James Bradbury is gone here, maybe this weekend in a draft day trade or eventually cut on post June 1st? Is he the starter day one opposite Slay?
He should be.
Okay.
Will he be? I don't know. It depends a lot on how training camp goes. Fangio's defense is kind of complex. So, I could see him being eased in over time, but it can't be for Bradbury. Like, if he's not a starter week 1, it has to be because Isaiah Rodgers is starting outside and Avonte Maddox is starting in the slot for 12 snaps until he gets hurt again. And then you probably get Quinyon Mitchell on the field. But I swear, if James Bradbury takes one snap over Quinyon Mitchell, every coach on the Eagles staff should be fired.